What's up, everyone? Today we have Mr. Klayton Fioriti once again with us. Clayton, say hi to everyone. How you doing?
What's going on, guys? I'm back, ready to talk about some big hairy monkeys and giant nuclear dinosaurs.
You know what? Like that is that's something I've seen so much. Like it's weird how like the Monsterverse or like Kaiju actually have memes coming out that like isn't just about Kevin and like general people in public or on my Facebook. You know, all my friends there or in real life, people are actually like getting in on this hype for this movie, which is something that's hasn't really happened before. Definitely didn't happen with King of the Monsters. I'm pretty sure out of all my like, like non YouTube community sort of friends, out of my like, personal friends, I think I had like two people ever say anything about King of the Monsters, and I kind of forced them. It was like, hey
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
like, you want to get in on this. But Godzilla versus Kong has got so many people like hyped up and excited to see more. And like I said, there's like memes coming out about the monkey and like the nuclear lizard, and it's like I've never seen this sort of hype before for a kaiju movie, and I really like that. And that's why I wanted to ask you, Clayton, because you got your new channel, Dragon Curve, you're making to where you talk
Ooh.
about more stuff than just Jurassic Park. And I know you'll probably cover a little bit of Godzilla on there if you haven't already, in King Kong. So as like an outside fan opinion, your life isn't to talk about this stuff. Like, how do you feel about Godzilla versus Kong? Like, what has it done for you? Like, has it like resonated in you like this deep passion for kaiju you never really knew you had?
Oh, I mean, I've known I've had it, but I think a lot of, any boys that have grown up watching monsters fight each other have had it. But the difference between Godzilla versus Kong is like, it's not only the first blockbuster movie to come out in a long time, with the pandemic happening and everything, but
Yeah,
really, like, the thing about Godzilla King of the Monsters was not everyone and their mother knows who King Ghidorah and Mothra or Rodan, or especially the
true.
new monsters that they created. Like they've probably seen them before, but they don't know them by name. But when you say Godzilla versus Kong, and you've got that imagery of this mammal with thumbs, he's kind of like a human. He can craft his own tools. He's smart
Yeah,
versus this this reptilian creature, like this
yeah, like
what
this primal tank, more or
yeah,
less, is
like
what Godzilla is.
you have this. I think they tap into something a little primal itself, because it's kind of like, man back in the day fighting against this dragon or this monster or something, and it's Kong, it's Godzilla. Like, everybody knows who both
Yeah,
of those are, and to have a trailer actually have Godzilla just get totally decked in the face, and then to have the other trailer where Godzilla bitch slaps him off the fucking boat.
yeah.
Like, dude, it ignited. I remember my dad actually called me after that trailer came out, and he was like, "Did you see the trailer for Godzilla versus Kong?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just watched it actually." He's like, "That it looks awesome."
Yeah,
But
yeah, for real. Like, I
uh,
mean, I had all my friends were like, like, oh, we got to get hyped up for this fight, like it's a dang UFC fight or something.
yeah,
And you're
man.
right, like it did definitely like, it's almost like how like dinosaurs used to rule the earth, and then like mammals took over more or less after that. Like, it's also getting into that whole kind of fight too. You got the big freaking reptile against the mammal, and all that. So like, yeah, it definitely has that sort of weird connection to it. And yeah, Godzilla and Kong, they're super popular. You made a lot of sense with like, not everybody knows King Ghidorah. Like, maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, that's that three-headed dragon thing. I've seen him
Exactly. Yeah.
before, like fighting in the Godzilla movies and all that. Or like, oh yeah, Mothra, the big moth. Like they'll know it, but they don't really care probably.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day, the general audience. But Godzilla and Kong, they're just, I mean, these are the icons. These are the top dogs. And I guess it makes sense that they're, so popular right now. And people that aren't even fans of the kaiju genre are just freaking out and excited for this movie. And yeah, a lot of it has to be because we didn't get any blockbusters really last year. And I know Wonder Woman, the second one, came out around Christmas, but that kind of went away as soon as it came out and
Yeah,
definitely
I heard
didn't
about
get
that.
this sort of attention. So this is good, and I think like it may open up the potential for more MonsterVerse movies. There for a while we thought that King of the Monsters dampened it so much that Godzilla versus Kong was gonna be the end, and then Corona came, and it's just like, well, yep, this is the last one. But if Godzilla versus Kong does as well, like performs as well as its hype has done, there's a real good chance that they might try to actually continue this in another 3 to 5 years, and not even just Monsterverse. I feel like kaiju content in general is really exploding right now. We have the new Pacific Rim, we have the new Godzilla anime. Do you think more kaiju content's gonna come out if Godzilla vs. Kong kicks ass?
Yeah, totally, totally. There's no way it won't come because, like, if you look at the past 10 years, I mean, we can say that now. We're in a new decade officially. I mean, we have been for the past year, but whatever. Like, if you look at what happened in the 2010s, you had, like, Pacific Rim, you had Godzilla from 2014, you had Kong Skull Island. And I guess to a degree you could throw in Jurassic World because of the hybrid dinosaurs like the Indominus Rex, which itself had thumbs. And the whole point of that was like that it was a monster. And, you've got all these movies coming out doing varying levels of success. There was also the anime trilogy on Netflix for Godzilla, which was not as popular as some of the other stuff. But then you also, on top of that, you've got like Shin Godzilla, which was very big for Japanese audiences everywhere. So I think when Godzilla King of the Monsters came out, it was at the end of the decade. Not everyone and their mother knew exactly who these monsters were. And because of that, it didn't exactly perform as well as you'd think. But I think another factor that actually hampered that was actually just there's just so much rampant cynicism in our line of work where people are just like, everything that comes out is going to be horrible. And while Godzilla King of the Monsters definitely had some issues in terms of the plot, it was totally not one of the worst movies ever made. But post Corona, I think everyone, no matter what the movie is kind of they're remembering that, like, hey, movies are fun and I want to go see them.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's definitely like a big part about all the trailers that have come out so far for Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, they just look fun. Like, they're not trying to, like, I was wowed with the King of the Monsters trailers to where, like, it was like playing the Clair de Lune and like the beautiful like orchestral music. I was like, oh, that's like really pretty. But like, if you think about it, at the end of the day, it really doesn't make sense, Like, these are monster movies. Like, it's not supposed to be like. It looked cool at the time, but like, bigger picture here, it's like, eh. But then you got Godzilla versus Kong coming out, and it's just like playing like some doom music in the background, almost like like, it just feels like, I don't know, it just gets you hyped up, and I feel like that's a big part of why people are excited, because they, like, you watch that trailer and it leaves you going like, damn, like, you're like all hyped up, like it's ready to go. And I don't think we had that for King of the Monsters and all that. So it's exciting to see this sort of hype, and I'm really thinking that there's a chance that this movie like could do well. It sucks that it's coming out in this weird format where like some places will have it in a theater, and then a lot of, you can do it on HBO Max for a month, but HBO Max is only in America, so it kind of like shafts the rest of the world, which doesn't make sense. Like, we have the internet. Stop with your bogus rules. Let the other people watch your dang streaming service. That's kind of another thing I wanted to talk about as well, because like, Al's not here right now, but a big concern that he has is that he doesn't know how he's going to watch the movie, because if it comes out in a month from now, he can't get HBO Max because they don't have it over there in England, and then they're still kind of like locked down, and the theaters aren't really open yet. So it's like he's all worried, thinking that he's not going to be able to watch the movie, and we don't really know. He doesn't know how he's going to do that. I don't know what we're going to do for that. Like, I'll be able to watch it, but not sure what he's going to do. So that's something that I'm a little concerned about. I almost feel like movies are going to have double releases. You know how like the Avengers movie kind of wanted to steal Avatar's thunder, so they re-released the dang Endgame like, ooh, it could be #1 at the box office. I almost feel like a lot of movies that come out this year may end up going that route. Like, they'll do their whole weird hybrid launch on HBO Max and in the theaters, and then I wouldn't be surprised if some point later on in the summer they do another like quick release, like a month or something, if the world kind of gets stabilized here, which I think we're on track. There's actually a chance I feel like theaters might open in the next month. I know from Corona's still a big deal, but I know it's starting to lighten up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, the world's just ready to see something fun and exciting. And everything Godzilla vs. Kong has shown is fun and exciting and pretty and freaking great CGI. And it's even hitting the emotions a little bit with like Kong and the little girl Gia, and like it seems like it has the complete package. I'm stoked for it, honestly. Like at this point, all we really need is a good dang kaiju game, or even a good dinosaur game. Like where the heck are they, Klayton? Like what is going on? Like
I don't know.
Now
dude.
is the
like,
time.
It's been weird. Like you would think Jurassic World would be all over like putting out new games, but they did the VR thing, but come on, man. Like,
You mean that's not like a real game? It's cool and all, but like it doesn't make sense how none of these bigwig video game companies are putting any like effort into this. Like I totally think Godzilla vs. Kong could have a solid game, like even if it's just the classic kaiju fighting game, to where like you can pick Kong and you can be Kong with his axe or Kong without his axe, and you just go and beat the hell out of each other. And that'd be fun if they were able to make games like that back for the GameCube, like Destroy All Monsters, one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Like, why can't they do it now? So someone just needs to take that plunge, and I feel like Godzilla vs. Kong, if it has that success, we might finally get a good kaiju game. And then we know we have Jurassic World Dominion coming out next year, and so the dinosaur hype will probably pick up real good going into the end of this year, because I'm assuming we'll get our first Dominion trailer probably around Christmas time, because that seems to be when movies like to release trailers. So here's hoping we can actually get a good game as well. But as long as the movie's good, I'm excited for that, and that's all that really matters, I guess, at this point. So
yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Godzilla vs. Kong, actually. At this point in time, even without having seen like a legit movie for a while, I went to go see Monster Hunter. That was like one of the first movies I saw back in theaters. It's actually the only one I've seen back in theaters since lockdown. And it's pretty bad, but like it's got the giant CGI monsters that are fighting each other. But with Godzilla vs. Kong, I do legit think that that's going to draw way more attention for a good reason, not just because of the title fight, but the movie actually looks way more slicker than I would have ever imagined. And to be complete,
it's definitely it's the best looking Monsterverse movie that we've got so far, like by far. Like,
it looks great.
I feel like Skull Island was the best looking one until this, but you can tell that extra time that they had to put into the CGI was damn worth it. Because I was always preaching, like, if Godzilla vs. Kong wants to have success, it has to be a damn spectacle. It doesn't matter how good the freaking story is. This is not the type of movie that needs something like that. It doesn't need to be all try to hit you in the feels and mind control you to be like, oh man, that was beautiful. It just needs to look like a visual spectacle, kind of like, like Avatar. Like, it wasn't the most unique story of all time, but it looked freaking amazing for the time, and it had the groundbreaking 3D element to it. So, like, and it got like $1 bazillion. All Godzilla vs. Kong needed to do was look like a spectacle, and it looks like they're doing that, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
I just can't wait to feel the punch, or feel the slap. Like, I feel like in this movie, we're actually going to feel the weight of the monsters more.
Yeah. Like, you've got all the shots of King Kong jumping up with the axe and like meeting Godzilla's nuclear breath with the the downswing.
It's freaking sweet.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more stuff like that, and just seeing King Kong sling around those bat creatures and snakes and stuff like that, like, it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It'll be sweet.